Hi, and welcome to the podcast where we love Life is Strange more than Kate loves Alice, her little bunny. We are extremely excited to be here with the very talented Dayeanne Hutton, who is the voice actor for Kate Marsh, Alyssa, and Juliet. So, hi, Dayeanne.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing?
Doing great.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, Jamie, you want to tell us a little bit how this is going to go down, how this is going to play out?
Okay, so Joey and I have came up with some questions, and it's about 8 or so, and we are going to take some fan questions as well. Then,
awesome.
Like a normal episode, we're going to do Everyday Heroes and then wrap up afterwards.
Okay. Before we get started on the questions, Dan, you wanna kind of tell us about anything you're working on now, or give us a little introduction?
Sure. Let me try. I'm Dayeanne Hutton. I'm an actress, and I'm the voice of Kate. But right now, I'm just I don't think I have anything coming out. The end of the web series that I was a part of, Social Medium, is wrapping up the end of its first season, and I appear in some of the next 2 episodes. I should appear at least briefly for some. So if you want to check that out, it's a pretty fun web series about a girl who can talk to ghosts that are in technology. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing theater right now. I'm just hanging out, trying to get some jobs. So I think that's about it.
All right, well, awesome.
Yeah. I'm honestly still in shock, man, that we were able to get you on the show.
Honestly, as you can tell, I don't have much going on. I'm more than happy to. I'm honored to be here. It's crazy how much this took off. I had no idea, like, doing the job, that it would become this huge thing, and it's amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, that kind of leads into our first question, which is, how did you get involved with working on the game?
Honestly, I just got sent an audition from my agents and did the audition, sent it in, and apparently sounded exactly like what they wanted, because, as you can probably tell, I didn't do anything to my voice for Kate. It's just my voice. And they were like, this sounds like a troubled religious girl. So that's literally it. It was really simple. I didn't even go in a second time. I just got notified that I was on the job, and we went from there.
Oh, awesome. So that's how you got involved with the game. How did you get involved in acting?
Well, it's been a part of my whole life. My parents were in the theater world, and so I just grew up with it, going to shows and listening to musicals and stuff. So I've talked about this with people before. I don't have that story of, like, the moment I knew this was for me. It was just kind of always been a part of my life. I don't know my life without some element of acting or theater entertainment. So yeah, I kind of just did it in school growing up and got a little more serious, majored in theater in college, and then moved to LA to try and make some money. And that's my thrilling adventure.
Following the dream.
Yep, trying.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so when you went in for the audition project, did you just audition for Kate, or were there any other characters that you auditioned for as well?
Let's see. I think I read for a few. I'm trying to remember if I even read for Kate. I think I might have read for Max and Victoria. I don't honestly remember if I read for Kate. My memory is not serving me that far back.
It was quite a while ago because, yeah, like episode 1 came out last January, almost a year ago.
Yeah.
How much? So you the 3 different characters that you do. How much of your own personality do we see in each of the characters?
I'm not sure. We had a amazing voiceover director who helped me because I didn't know going in that I would be doing more than one voice. So he helped me find those things. Put a lot of aggression into Juliet. We played around with that for a while, getting the right, almost getting me a bit more. I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. Not manly. That's not the right way to put it. But just getting a more aggressive nature out of her. And oddly enough, this is not my first voiceover job doing a sort of goth girl, which is weird because if you see pictures of me, like I would never give myself a goth character to voice. But apparently it works somehow. For Alyssa, he called it, our director, he called it the marble mouth sound. So I don't know about personality wise. It's interesting. I did grow up going to Catholic school, so I sort of knew where Kate was coming from with all that. But it was just fun. It was just kind of, you don't get a lot of time with these to kind of like prep beforehand, so you just go in and find your groove and full speed ahead.
That's well, obviously we don't really have any familiarity with the voice acting thing, but that's pretty interesting to hear actually, because I had assumed a bit otherwise, but I guess also, it might be project to project.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much dialogue. I mean, I can't even imagine. Like, I know Hannah would go in for multiple sessions a month for each episode, and I just would go in once for a few hours. But I would see hers, and I was like, man, that's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like the sad thing is that some of the dialogue actually didn't make it into the game as well. Which is a bit of a shame.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so what was coming up with like Alyssa, Kate, and Juliet? Did you have any influence for anyone in your life for each character, or did you just?
No, not really. I just, it's more of like finding. It's an interesting process. It was more finding the character through the sound of, since that's what you're hearing. And then our director would direct me in different ways to read and everything. But like like I said, I guess I understood Kate from my own life experience, just of being in Catholic school for 13 years. So knowing that world was helpful, I think. And the other two, not really. I mean, not to say that I just, not like I channeled stereotypes, but we found the voice, it was the sound we wanted, and then I kind of figured that character out from there.
Right.
If that makes sense. It's a different approach than, a lot of other things, but it worked. It was fun. It was new for me too.
Well, that might have answered our next question actually, but I will go ahead and ask it, and I apologize if it is a repeat question. So are you familiar with, pretty other than your own, pretty much all the other characters in the game as well, to some degree?
To some degree, I did kind of watch through and play some of the first episode. I haven't been able to do that since. Other than watching the roof, I was like, I need to see how this turned out. Looking that up on YouTube. So I watched some of that as well. So I think unless there's characters that I'm unaware of later on in the episodes, I pretty much am familiar with most. I hope. I hope I'm not lying right now.
Well, so you said that, since you kind of had a similar upbringing to Kate and all that, this is where maybe you answered it. Out of all the characters that you are familiar with, who do you think that you relate to the most?
Ooh, okay. Maybe I don't know the characters well enough. I don't know, because that's really hard. So mostly just I'm familiar with like the main ones. I don't. Let's see. Let's put me back in high school. Then who do I relate with most? I mean, I definitely think there's a little bit of a lot of them in there, like, the insecurities, the shyness of Max. Definitely a shy person, and was more so when I was younger, for sure.
Right.
But I can't say that there's anyone that completely matches me, unless at some point some extraordinarily awkward character shows up that's just constantly accidentally making a fool of themselves. Then that would be me.
Well, this is sort of always getting into trouble, so.
True. That poor girl gets hit in the head so many times. I guess I'm always in the way at parties, and so is she. She's usually in the way of objects flying. I guess I can relate there.
You're not a Hellraiser like Chloe or anything?
No. I'm not one for getting into trouble. I have like a phobia of getting in trouble.
I think that's definitely for the best.
No, we can't go over there. They're gonna yell at us. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just ticking off these questions as we do them.
No problem. Fine.
So whilst you were in the studio recording all the lines, for like pretty much, could you describe what an average day would be like? Like go in, do the lines, relief or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I just show up at my assigned time, and you go into the booth, and they give you the scripts, and the director's talking to you through like a little microphone. I guess it's like a microphone system. You can hear him saying where we're reading from, and I, give a few different versions. You would read a few versions of every line, and then either you're happy with it and move on, or try it again until he got what he felt was best. And with this project, the Don't Nod creators were on Skype, so it was really awesome. So we had the writers with us, giving us, he would check in with them sometimes, or sometimes they'd have a quick rewrite or add in a line. But for me, my involvement was very minimal. I was maybe in there an hour each time, and that's pushing it, maybe like a half hour to an hour, getting all the lines done. And you just kind of stand there. Only a few times did I read with actually with the other actors. I got to read with Hannah during the rooftop scene, which was nice. And my first time in, I read with the gentleman who does the voice of the security guard. Mm-hmm. He was in there with me for a little bit.
That must have been great having Hannah with you during that rooftop scene, because the amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Great emotion that you had to put into that scene was just like amazing. pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because on one hand, it's nice having her there, so she's reading it with me instead of the voiceover director. But on the other hand, like, we're standing side by side, like, we're not facing each other. We weren't really connected in that way. But it was definitely. I mean, I didn't think about it at the time, but thinking back on it, yeah, I'm grateful that it was that way. So I could actually react off of the actual lines being said, the actual way they're being said, instead of just reacting off of the lines that someone else is reading. So yeah, that was very fortunate that she was there. We were with each other for that scene.
Were you both a nervous wreck, as nervous as everybody else was in trying to save Kate? Or was it emotional inside the booth?
Let's see. Well, like I said, didn't know what we didn't know what we were doing beforehand. So like I came in the morning and they're like, okay, so you're going to be jumping off a building today. And I was like, oh, cool. Good morning. That took a swift turn to downhill. And, we read all the versions because we need all the lines for all the different ways. So it's less of us trying to save, since it, reading so many different versions of how it can go all at once. But it's such a quick turnaround that it's kind of like just, get in that emotional pocket and stay there. But we were fine. We weren't like sobbing in each other's arms or anything. As good of a story that may be. Because I just met her that day as well, so I didn't know her. Maybe it would have been different if we, if we were like long time friends and then also doing this, because there'd be that extreme personal connection too. But we were just doing what the script said and, connecting the best we could to the characters and each other.
That's awesome. That speaks a lot to the professionalism of voice acting work.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I actually got to meet. People probably saw pictures. Our voiceover director was awesome enough to get us all together during was it E3 or what's the big old video game conference that happens in LA? The Don't Nod members were out here for it, and he got us all together, so I got to meet a lot of the other actors, and everyone is so awesome and just has been doing this for a while, and everyone was just great.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I remember seeing that picture. It was just great seeing, to be honest.
Yeah, it was cool because, you don't usually ever see the other actors when you do voiceover stuff. So that was an awesome experience.
I think we're going to move on to some of our. We personally do have one more question, but
probably leave it.
Kind of want to save it more toward the end.
Yeah.
Sure. So we're going to move on to some of our fan questions. And these, so we had people submitting questions, and we kind of went through and picked the ones that we thought would be, I guess, the best to ask you, and also made sure they were appropriate and there wasn't anything.
Sure, sounds great.
Okay, so
you want to get the first one, James?
Yeah, I'm just getting it now. Okay, so the first question is from our old co-host, Julia. And she asked, what are the biggest difficulties being an actress / model, and how do you overcome them on a daily basis?
It's just a hard job. I mean, especially in LA, there's so many people trying to do it. And I think as actors, we're all, we all have, everyone has that, like, little insecurities about and their abilities, and you have to kind of be insane to be an actor because you have these insecurities, and yet your job is to basically get told no 90% of the time. Like, no, you're not right for this. It's hard to not take it personally when it's usually not. It's usually just, going a different direction, or like, this person looks like they're actually this person's daughter, or these like really random things, and it's just such a hard business to get anywhere kind of in, to get recognized and fight through the rest, and there's just so many people doing it, and I think all of us actors have, once, twice, depending on who you are, 5 times a year, you like break down and you're like, why am I doing this? Like, this is so awful. This is the hardest thing I've ever tried to do, but it's what you want to do. So you pick yourself back up and you go, okay, next time, we'll get there. It'll happen. And just keep telling yourself that and plugging away that you're gonna be at the right place at the right time eventually.
It sounds like the the tenacity that you have to even land anything is incredible.
Yeah, and I know it's hard for lots of the artistic careers. Everything is, it's, you're putting your work in front of these people who, it's their opinion. Like, someone might think it's great and someone might hate it, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just their personal opinion, and it gets, it gets hard, but you find the things that you love about it, and they keep you going, and projects do happen, and you find your own stuff, you make your own things, and you just keep on going.
Well, obviously it worked out because landed Life is Strange.
Yes, I did. That was pretty fantastic and unexpected, and it's been amazing. I'm sad it's over, but it'll always be this thing that I was a part of that I'm really proud to have been a part of.
And even though it is over, the community tend to keep it quite alive with all the fan art, different videos that they make, and all that stuff, which is just brilliant.
Definitely, yeah. It's amazing the things that people can do, and the passion, and to seeing that, and that this game created that is really cool.
Our next question was submitted to us by someone who identified themselves as Berserker, and they asked if you had the power to rewind time or go back in time, what would you do?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would. I mean, I don't have any huge, maybe rewind time and not cry so much when I went to dance class when I was 6, so that my mom didn't take me out of it. I mean, that's really my biggest regret in life, is that I was such a little brat that my mom was like, well, we're not taking you to dance then. And now I'm like, man, I wish I could dance. That's the best I got right now.
Well, that probably is for the best, because according to the game's lore, when you mess with time, it causes a gigantic storm that threatens the lives of thousands.
Yeah, I caught that. I still need to find some video play of the last episode, because I remember reading those lines being like, what is happening? Just like, what has happened in this game? I'm behind. What is going on?
Yeah. Okay, so our next question is from James, and he just said, what was it like working with Don't Nod and Blind Light?
Amazing. They're all amazing people. They're all so nice, and it turned out actually that our voiceover director knows some other friends of mine from the acting world, and that was really cool. It was like, small world getting smaller. but they were amazing. Like all of the Don't Nod people, so nice, so grateful when we met them. Like they were like, thank you. Like they were thanking us all for being in the game, and it was like, thank you for letting us be a part of it. They're all just so nice and really down to earth people. That was awesome to work with.
That's good to hear. I know there's some horror stories out there, but it's good to hear that you had a good experience with that.
Oh yeah, everyone was amazing, super nice. I would love to work with them all again.
Our next question comes from Valentine. They ask, did you enjoy doing voiceover for a video game, and would you do more? Are you looking forward to doing more?
Yes, and oh my gosh, yes. I was blown away and super excited to, kind of check off my list of, like, did voiceover for a video game. I enjoy video games myself. I don't have my own system, but I love playing them. So getting to be a part of one was kind of like goal met way sooner than I thought I could meet it. Especially because I don't have extensive voiceover experience, like a real demo reel I'm working on and everything, but I just kind of do it here and there. And so having to, like, somehow it feels like I stumbled upon this amazing game. And so, yeah, I would have loved to do more voiceover work, video games, anything included. It's fun. I like it. It's a totally different experience, but it's still a lot of fun, and it's just interesting. It's very interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is there you said you like video games. Is there like a particular favorite that you have in mind, just off the top of your head?
I mean, I'm not I don't have extensive knowledge here. I enjoy the games that other people have presented me to play. I am a fan of Skyrim. I quite enjoy Diablo. I'm not so great, but I love some Mortal Kombat. I tend to Reptile's my boy. So weird. But yeah, I mean, I like that stuff. But everyone loves good Mario Kart and all of those games as well. I'm pretty much just down to try most things except for first-person shooters. I'm terrible. Like, don't give me any Call of Duty or Halo. I will just, shoot myself in the face on accident. Like, I cannot aim a fake gun to save my life. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, Okay, so this next question, we kind of touched on it earlier on, but this question is from Keelan, and he asked, was there any extra content that you were aware of regarding Melissa, Kate, or Juliet?
I have no knowledge of any such things. I apologize.
Yeah.
I am in the dark as much as you all.
It was pretty much because you just went in and just recorded lines and just pretty much left, right?
Yeah. Just did the job. That was my job to do. Come in, record, go home.
Our last fan question is actually from one of the cosplayers, and she wanted to let us know, or let you know, how much she just appreciates your voice work, bringing Kate to life. She just wanted to let you know how much she absolutely loved your work. And she asked, well, the first part of her question we actually already touched on what it was like recording, the episode 2 scene, the rooftop scene. But she went on to ask, did it affect you personally at all?
Doing the work with Kate.
The suicide attempt and.
No, and I say that only because of the manner in which the work was done. Like, I wasn't spending weeks going into that place personally, like you would if it was for a film or a show, a play, where I would do much more extensive work because it's more than just my voice. It would be like all of me having to be in this place. It was, it was I was like kind of horrified when I first went in and was like, oh my gosh, this is what's happening. Wow, okay, this got really intense. But I understood, I guess, it's affected me only in the way of I have people that will message me and like thank me for my work and talk about how they were touched by the story or it helped them, and I'm so humbled to have been a small part of that because it's just my voice. I didn't write it. I didn't write the words. I didn't do the graphics. Like, so much of that goes to the writers of what Kate went through and how it affected people. I just spoke them, and I'm very touched that I'm able to be a part of that experience for them, and humbled and blown away that it's been able to touch people like that, and just in awe and of these people that have contacted me and it's all positive, and I'm so grateful for that and happy for them that they were able to find something to connect to, a video game of all things that was what they connected to help them in their own lives, and just being a part of that has affected me, I think, more so than going in and reading those lines. Definitely.
That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't develop a personal vendetta against any of those who didn't manage to save Kate.
Oh, well, I mean, they're awful.
Well, there you have it, folks.
I'm just kidding. You're all fine. But I will say I had a friend, an old friend of mine from a class, texted me like last week and was like, are you in this game called Life is Strange? And I was like, yeah, I am actually. And he's like, okay, my friend is playing it, and I thought that that voice sounded familiar, and I was like, oh yeah, totally. And then he goes, oh my god, you just jumped off a building, and I was like, tell him I'm really pissed that he didn't save me. What the heck is wrong with you? And I actually had another friend that I know through Web Series World who played the game, and she was like, I'm so sorry, but I killed you. And it's just like, oh man, like I wish you hadn't, but I guess it's fine.
That kind of relates to a story when I was actually playing it for the first time, and Kate did jump, but I was so annoyed I turned off to buy a console, and I basically just kept on trying because I just felt really bad.
Yeah. I mean, from what I saw of like the playthroughs, it's a very tricky, like there's no like, and from reading it, like there's never anything said that's like outrightly like, oh, I shouldn't say that will make her jump. It's a very intricate process.
Right, yeah.
Because you pretty much have to do research in Kate's room. I'd remember it. If you don't remember,
yeah, so
you regret it.
Since you didn't have an opportunity to play the game, or leading up to that point, there is a few things that you can find that kind of help you out through that scene.
Sure, okay.
But if you don't remember them, you're kind of you're in a tight spot there. But that actually kind of segues into our very last question that we have for you. Do you have anything that you would like to say to people that are going through some of the same stuff that Kate's gone through, as far as like emotion wise, dealing with the depression, dealing with maybe loss of faith, things along those lines. Do you have any words of encouragement to say?
Let's see. I mean, I haven't ever gone through anything quite as intense as that personally. And I know it's such a sensitive topic. I have no training in it. And that was another thing. It's like when people contact me, I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like I'm so terrified of reacting the wrong way. But I think it's just, I mean, it's hard. Like, I get it. Like, life can suck sometimes and it can feel like everything's against you. But I think it's really, really, really important to learn about yourself and figure out yourself and what makes you happy and things you can do that, like when I'm feeling like the world is awful, I can do this and I will have some joy, or like I can go watch this movie and I will smile. Because these are just things that I do. Like, I can only speak from my experiences. But I know that depression it's a serious thing that's really hard to deal with, but I have no experience with it. But I think it's just important to know that there's always someone to talk to and someone that'll care, and that someone wants to care and be talked to about it. I mean, I can ramble on, but I just, yeah. I don't have any professional standings with the topic, but
Sure.
At least, especially now that there's this community, that I think that's very helpful.
Yeah, and to add on to that, if you are going through those type of things, that is something that you're suffering with, please seek help. There's help out there. Don't Nod actually has some resources on their website. So please don't suffer it alone.
Yeah, we all care about you.
Absolutely. Well, to end the questions on that heavy note, I think we're going to move on to our Everyday Heroes segment.
Ooh, fun.
Pick the mood up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me look at these again.
Okay, so to anyone who isn't familiar with Everyday Heroes, it's a segment that we have which is just to appreciate the community with each media product that they have, whether they be cosplay, fan art, even we might even put videos in at one stage in the future if we feel like it. Find any
when we get better at our jobs.
Yeah. Because and we pretty much stayed on the topic of Kate Marsh for this week. And yeah, for this week I chose Kate Marsh Cosplay by Haley, also known as Venus Flytrap Queen on Instagram, because honestly, in the community, her cosplay has been getting a lot of praise because of how accurate it is.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I was like, how is even her face is structured like Kate. I'm like, what is happening? It's so good.
Yeah, even with the clothing, even the rabbit.
Yeah.
She's put a ton of effort into it, and it's really paid off.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah, I think it was the little Alice plushie that sold me on this. Among everything else, I shouldn't I shouldn't say that the rest of it isn't incredible, but just that little detail was like, okay, this is top notch cosplay here.
Yeah.
I was talking to her a while back, and she said probably the hardest part of the actual cosplay was the wig, because
Yeah.
you had to style it to get it exactly like.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I'm blown away because I work doing parties and for like kids and have to do my own costumes and wigs, and it's hard. It's a pain in the butt, and what she's done here is like, I'm like, can I send you my wigs so that you can make them better, because Princess Leia needs some better buns. I'm just saying. It's really good.
I chose the artwork by Deviant art user Moon in Milk, and it's just titled Kate Marsh. I kind of picked this drawing. I really like the for anyone that's picked up on the pattern, I'm really big on like the colors of art and all that, and I really like the soft colors used in this, and I feel like that was very fitting for Kate's character, and just the kind of juxtaposition of the bust over the drawing of Alice, and I was a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, the colors are great. I love little bunny. Can I have it? I want it. So precious.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Joey showed me this originally, I couldn't really speak that well much because I was just blown away by it. Because, yeah, pretty much what you said. Even with the shading is really well done as well. And you can see how her hair's styled with like every strand of hair. Just
It's so detailed.
Well done.
I kind of like the whole like rebirth, new life, motif going on here. Symbolic. Can't speak. I'm sorry. So with the green, that Alice is in the green. It's giving me rebirth vibes for good old Kate.
I hadn't even thought about that, actually.
It's okay. I was my art history minor in college.
Oh, okay, so
Clearly I should have also taken English because I can't speak.
Well,
yeah. So
thank you so much, Dayeanne. Thank you.
You guys are very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we are just extremely honored because when we contacted you and we got the response back saying, yeah, you'll do it, Joey and I were starting to get really, really nervous prepping for this.
No. Look, here's the thing is, I'm honored that anyone considers me important enough to interview. It's all good.
Kate has actually become one of the most popular characters from the game, so if it makes you feel any better.
Thank you guys, because I don't know if they were going to put her in as much as they did if it wasn't for the fan response. So I'm like, yeah, thank you guys for making her what she's become. It's incredible, and it's incredible that you're able to have that the fandom power. I appreciate fandom so much. I was part of a bigger web series that has an amazing fandom as well, and it's in my short experiences in LA working on things. The fandoms mean so much to me. We wouldn't be what we are without you. So you're so important. And so the fact that I can give back by talking to you guys is great.
Well, Awesome. Well, again, loss of words. Thank you for taking time out to be with us here.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, keep your fan art coming. Submit to us. Who knows? It might be seen by the voice actor that did the character you drew.
Oh yeah, my mom goes and finds like all of it, and she saves it. So it's getting seen. She has a Pinterest board of like Kate Marsh fan art. So not even joking. So there's a good chance I will see it.
All right. Well, if you have anything that you want to tweet to us about, you can follow us on Twitter. You can email us blackwellpodcast@hotmail.com. Don't forget about our website. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe to us, like it, give us those thumbs ups, and
go subscribe to Dayeanne as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Dayeanne, you have
me.
All right. Well, take care, guys.
Yeah. We'll see you.
Bye, everybody.